And Happy New Year. I think it's our first day back since the new year. Um, this is a code enforcement hearing for the city of North Miami. Today is January 4th, 2015. My name is Beatrice Cazo, and I will serve as special magistrate for the city of North Miami tonight. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of this city. If the city is not able to prove its case against you, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded. Therefore, all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have a translator who will assist you during the proceedings. When your case is called, the property owner, agent for the property owner, and any witness that you may have should come forward to the podium on the left side of the room. When asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say aloud your name, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. Or, for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new, non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at this proceedings. Pursuant to city codes, if the city of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order and imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. Now, if everyone, all the witnesses, anyone who will be testifying today, please rise and raise your right hands so the officer can administer the oath.
Everyone that is going to give testimony, raise your right hand again. Do you swear solemnly affirm that everything you're about to tell me
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please put your cellular telephones on silent.
All right, please announce if there are any additions, corrections, and/or deletions to the hearing agenda for today, please.
Item number 7, CEMHO 2014-00073 has been postponed 2 months. Item number 8, CEIVY 2014-00147 was requested on the AM calendar. Item number 9, CEOSV 2014-00060 complied. Item number 11, CEMIS 2014-00030 complied. Item number 12, CEJNK 2014-00116 complied. Item 13, CEEXP 2014-00218 complied. Item 14, CEJNK 2014-00093 complied. Item 15, CEBMP 2014-00101 complied. Item 18, CEODS 2014-00153 complied. Item 19, CEEXP 2014-00273 complied. Item 22, CEIVY 2014-00249 is off calendar. Item 23, CEEXP 2014-00215 is postponed a month. Item 25, CEBLR 2014-00068 complied. Item 26, CEWRA 2014-00141 complied. Item 27, CEBMP 2014-00094 is postponed to February. Item 28, CEJNK 2014-00110 complied. Item 30, CEPOF 2014-00008 was postponed 1 month. Item 33, CEZPU 2014-00048 complied. And those are all the additions and deletions to the agenda.
Great. If we're ready, we may call the first case.
The first case is item 16 and 17, Jean Duval. Officer Edmund Fitzel is on the first case. That case is CEBNP 2014-00090, item 16 on the agenda.
Good evening, Mr. Duval.
Yes, good evening.
I can't recall. Do you need a translator?
No,
No?
I just explain what I have to say.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is why the old architects, they don't want to do nothing.
Okay,
I pay-
don't speak yet.
It-
Let me hear from the city, the code enforcement officer, and then you'll have an opportunity to respond.
Edmund Fitzel, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This case was already adjudicated. The property was posted with notice to appear on December 22nd. The return receipt was received. The signature was illegible. As of today, I spoke to the owner, Mr. Duval, and he checked out the plans with the building department on December 7th. Nothing has been returned as of today. He just informed me that he's got a new engineer or architect to draw up the plans from. You gave him 2 months to get this together. And the plans were, like I said, the plans were checked out December 7th, and nothing's been back to the building department as of yet.
Mr. Duval?
Yes.
Do you like to show the letter?
I got it.
Okay. All right. Mr. Duval,
Yes.
I see the, an invoice. I guess you retain is it Archon Engineering Group?
Yes.
Okay, to do the work, but, why is this dated this year? I- What have you done from the last time we were here?
Oh, the last time we do, I cannot find the architect. When I catch him, I tell him he don't want to do it. Then I gonna wait for me no more. I have to get a new architect. Then I get him. He told me he gonna work on it. Then I tell him do it fast because I have to come to court. And that's why he give me that letter. He went over there already to work on it. I don't know if he put the paper yet or not because he give me that paper. Let him know I'm working on that. Then he working fast on this. On this
So you're saying you actually hired them before?
the one I
what's
had
today?
before, he don't do nothing.
Was that Monday? Before Monday?
Mhm.
Okay. So you had hired them and they started with the
Yeah.
paperwork?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm looking at the dates here and the date says January 5th, which would indicate to me
Mhm.
that you hired them knowing that you had court here today.
No, I hired him before, but I
Okay.
know how to go to court. I tell him he had give me something to show them I'm working on that. But I'm hiring him by end on December early.
Mm-hmm.
But he don't finish the plan yet. What he had
Okay.
to do. And
All
I
right.
asked him the letter Monday to give me something to bring in here. I'm working on that.
All right. Okay, I mean, I don't know, I'll hear from Mr. Fitzell, but I know that he's been having a really hard time. I mean, he's been taken advantage of the previous architect or whomever, he hired to help him with this, process, and it took his money. And I know that we've been here on this case numerous times. So, do you have any objections to me giving them some time to get the paperwork done?
Not at all. I mean, this was, this has been going on since August.
Right.
So I have no problem giving them more time, but I just think it should be a short amount of time because everything was there. The plans were just checked out on December 7th. For some reason, it's been another month.
Mhm.
Something needs to be drawn up and just something has to be changed with the building department. I noticed that, says the addition is 125% of the original structure, so the entire house must comply with the Florida 2010 building code. So I don't know how much longer it's going to take to adjust all these plans with an architect to meet the city's building code.
So do you want us to reset it for, at least have a report so that we know where they are?
Correct.
Because if we let it go too long, maybe nothing will get done. Do you
Correct.
understand, Mr. Duval?
I understand.
We're giving you time, but we want to bring you back in, to see where we are and what progress is being made, because we're not too happy with the paperwork that says you just retain these people, even though you've testified that you actually retained them a lot earlier than Monday. So we will reset it for 30 days. So you're gonna have to come back here on February 4th, okay?
All right.
Make sure that you stay on top of this engineer. Make sure that they're doing the work, submitting the paperwork, and following up with the city, because we really need to get moving on this, okay?
All right.
All right, sir, do you have any questions?
No, I'm just waiting on them, the city to approve what have to be done.
Okay. All right, sir,
He
thank,
has one more case.
he has
Okay.
another case?
Yes, item number 17. This is Ernst Baptiste, is the officer on this case for Mr. Duval. And the permit number is CEZPU 2014-00032.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a companion case to Ed case because the violation on that case is the house is being used and split it up as an apartment, and it is on prohibited use. And I have pictures showing that the house is used as efficiencies.
Mhm.
You wanna see that?
Did you show it to Mr. Duval?
What's that? That's the apartment, this one. And the back there, nobody lived there. These are not a mess. When you went over there? Yeah, that's the apartment over there. That's the apartment. Because it's a
Speak up,
mess.
sir. Speak into
You
the
show me the
microphone.
apartment over there, but
Okay.
the apartment nobody there. It's just people just waiting on the place to be fixed. That's the only thing. You got the guy there. I have a guy over there. That's it. I don't know why he got let him in.
All right, what am I looking at? And when were these taken?
I don't know why they're taking that.
Mr. Baptiste has just taken over that area several months ago, but this was a companion case that was open for zone prohibited use. As I just spoke to Mr. Duval, there was an addition on the back of the house, if you recall, many, many months ago. He demolished that, which was probably 1, 2, 3, 4 apartments, but he still has 2 apartments, the front of the house and one in the rear of the house. And he just informed me that he was going to be removing that. Again, I don't know. I thought that was going to be removed, but those apartments do remain on the property.
Sir,
Yes.
did you hear what the officer says?
I don't
Do you understand the
I
violation?
don't understand what they try to do because the house already a mess. I'm just waiting for the architect to fix the whole thing. This is same thing you see that the same thing is there.
Okay,
I don't
so,
know why he come back over there take a picture because he already did what he had to do already. I'm on a case with him. But him, I don't know why he going over there to look at the same thing he see. The same story. It's not the two different thing.
different codes, different violations. All right, so let's allow the 2 cases to run together. He's indicating that the new engineer is supposed to take care of this matter as well. So we will reset it for 30 days as well. So Mr. Duval will, we will reconvene on your case in 30 days.
What
So
is
we'll
that
see.
one
Your Honor,
exactly?
seeing as how there is no adjudication on this case being a new case, the city would request an adjudication on this. A finding of guilt.
I'll hear it again in 30 days. Okay, sir?
But I don't understand that. What is that one? If it's what I don't understand that one because it's the same story.
I understand. Do you understand what the violation is?
I know the violation is. He told me I'm supposed to get everything on card, right? But I never got nothing approved to do anything. Then I think he went over there told me not to do no work besides I got the permit. Then I just don't do nothing yet until I got the permit to do
Okay.
what I have to do.
Okay.
You know?
All right, I understand. See, that's the reason why I'm holding off on
Mhm.
an adjudication here, to give you an opportunity to work with your engineer,
Mhm.
and let's resolve this violation.
Yeah.
Okay?
Soon they give me the paper, then everything going to be one thing.
I
done.
understand, and you come every time.
Yeah.
So we know that you're trying to do your best, and I do believe that
Because
the last engineer took advantage of you.
the first
so
one I lose
hopefully-
$2,000. I give him $2,000. He
I
walk away.
understand.
Then this one I give him 1,000. Then I have
Right.
to give him another 1,000.
Okay.
He going to finish what he had to do.
Okay. Well, we'll keep, the officers will continue to work with you, and we'll see you back here on February 4th.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you.
The next case on the agenda is item 34, Colin Bain. Ernest Baptiste is the officer. The case number CEEXP 2014-00225.
Good evening, sir.
Hi,
Please state your full name for the record.
Colin Bain.
Was this 24? 34. Okay, I don't know why I don't have a page 34. Go ahead, Mr.
Alright.
Rasmussen.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer.
I don't have a page 34. Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Baptiste.
This is a case that was open since September. Last week, Mr. Bain came to the office and spoke to me, and it looked like he have never received any mail beside the notice to appear. And I
Okay.
spoke to him, and I told him, but he explained to me that he was in the process of trying to paint the house, and I told him that we will come here and present the case since the due process, when I searched, it looked like he didn't receive any mail for him to correct the violation. So I told him that we were gonna come here and then give him more time to fix the issue.
All
And
right, so we want to table it?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to table it, meaning that no decision is gonna, I'm not taking, any decisions will be taken today on your case. So we're going to table it for 30 days. If you are in compliance, the the code enforcement officer can take it off calendar, but do you understand the potential violation?
Yes, I think could it be clarified a little bit more?
Sure. Is he painting without a permit?
No, it's the exterior of the building that need to be painted, and I have pictures.
Okay. Because we understand you never got notice, and they're required to give you proper notice.
Okay,
Okay.
that is correct, yes.
Yes. So you did not get notice, so we're going to table this case
Okay,
to give you an opportunity to hopefully correct it before the next hearing date.
okay. In order
Okay?
before I get it painted, because got some people, on the phone, it has to have a permit to have it painted, is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
The permit is free though.
Mm?
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to add that before, when my house got mold on it like this, I always had it pressure cleaned. The builder told me to have it pressure cleaned every 1 or 2 years. That's what
Okay.
I did before.
Okay.
And so I was a little leery about having it painted
Mm-hmm.
based on his instructions.
Okay.
So I sort of had a question if having it pressure cleaned, which is cheaper, would satisfy the city.
You just want it to be cleaned, and correct?
Correct. Correct.
If
And it will depend of when we inspect the
Right,
building
how
and
it
how
looks.
it looks.
Did you show him pictures? I mean, well, you lived there, so you know what it
Yes,
looks like
yes.
now.
Yes.
Okay, and you know what it's supposed to look like.
Yes.
Okay, so if whoever is going to do your pressure cleaning, if they do a great job, then it looks nice and clean. Then when the officer goes there to inspect, then there shouldn't be any problems.
Okay.
Otherwise, he will tell you if it's not good enough, then maybe your next step is to actually paint the whole thing over.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for coming.
Thank you.
The next case on the agenda is item number 32, Tina Chung. The officer is Edmund Fitzell.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Item number 32.
Okay.
The case number is CEBNP 2014-00103.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please state your full name for the record.
I'm Peter Chung.
Tina Chung.
Okay.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This property was originally cited back on August 20th. They've been the notice to appear was mailed on December 18th. The property was posted with notice to appear on December 22nd. The return receipt was received and signed by Tina Chung. As of today, they've been having problems. This was an original building that was opened back in December '09, and their contractor left them. So when I observed the construction going on, they're in the process now of trying to get another contractor to get all their permits together. It seems like what I found out today, the building department had misplaced some of the paperwork, and they weren't sure what they had to take care of. I spoke with one of the mechanical engineers today at the building contractor with the city, and we're asking maybe to give them at least 60 days, if not more, 90 days, to get their engineer together and draw up the new paperwork for the addition that they built on the side of the house.
Okay. All right, ma'am, sir, you heard what the officer indicated?
Yes,
Okay, and the contractor walked out on the job?
that was a few years ago,
Yeah,
and we've been putting it back together, getting things together again.
okay. So the officer doesn't have any objections to me tabling the matter for,
Do you guys need 60 days?
60, 90 days, whatever you can do.
The best you could do.
Yeah,
You can give them 90. I know there was
Okay.
some denial from what I read from everywhere, the engineer, the plumbing and electrical, so it's going to take some time to get all that together.
okay.
But
Okay,
now we have a list and know.
at least
We
we
did-
found out today what we need to put together,
okay.
and I think there was a miscommunication between the building office and us,
Mm-hmm,
and that we put all the information that they needed in October, but nobody came back to us, and we didn't receive any communication as to what else we needed from them.
okay,
So we got that sorted out today.
okay. All right, I'll give you guys 90 days.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eddie.
That's it.
The next case is item number 29, Robertson Prudon. Ernst Baptiste is the officer in the case number CEODS 2014-00187, item 29.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
State your full name for the record.
Lori Prudent.
Okay.
Good evening, Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case at an address located at 401 Northeast 141st. On November the 10th, I observed the violation, and actually I was there, and then we spoke to the resident and explained to them what they can have in front of their house, under the porch, and we told them that there was a piece of furniture that needed to be removed. We gave them time, and they didn't comply. We posted the house, mail certified letters to them, and today I went to do my last inspection. The furniture was still there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Ma'am?
My question is that it's not like it's a storage chest. It's not something that's a piece of sofa, lounge chair that my mom sits there, have her coffee in the morning. There's other residents in the neighborhood, houses down that
Let's
have.
not talk about other residents. Let's talk
But
about
I'm
your
just saying in
residence.
comparison, why is it that the other neighbors can have chairs and other tables and other stuff in front of their porch, even on the sidewalk or even in the parking area, but this is on our porch right next to our front door?
Like
Why?
a chaise, like this one? They
There's
have this
there's
on their porch?
a recliner chair, the ones that kick back at a house that's like two doors, 3 doors down.
Okay.
So I just don't understand, and I mean, it's not like it's a storage. This is a piece of furniture that we are using day to day. That it's not storage. It's being used by the family.
Your
Okay.
Honor,
Yes.
the day that we went to the house, I was with Commander Blanchard, and we explain everything to them, trying
And
to
you
make
explain what type of furniture they can have
exactly
that your mother can use for her coffee. I
So-
mean, she's not
Mm.
attached at the hip with the chaise,
and
right?
and
So from November till here,
Well, basically, what
knew
they was
what
told,
the-
what they told us is that nothing can be out there. That we can't have anything that looks like storage out on the patio. Is what they told us. They didn't say anything. Oh, get a plastic patio set. They didn't say anything about that.
we
I-
Jonah, we
I-
told them. We
I-
told them that if it's a furniture that's for the inside, cannot be outside. Actually, they told me that's my house. We can do anything we want. That was the answer that we get.
I
They
think
w-
that's the attitude that I'm picking up on as well. So from November until the officer went and took this picture here today.
Well, I
You-
have a
no
picture
one
from today that
removed.
it's not there. My mom has said that she's not going to fight with the city over one chair, but it's just he said we have the freedom to come here and speak and say why we feel it's not a violation. We've been living in that house since 2000.
Right.
There's been more pieces of furniture on that porch prior to this year, and we've never had any notice. We never had anything. So why it's 2014 now? We've been at this property for 14 years, and no one ever said anything about a chase, a lounge chair, or something. They complain about the cars. They complain about other little things, but we've never had any notice in regards to having furniture on our porch next to the front door. It's been removed. I can show you a picture as of 20 minutes later, 20 minutes ago, where the chair is not there anymore. It's just the fact that we feel like we should have a reason to explain ourselves, or just to understand why it is a problem when it's never been a problem before.
Okay. Show the picture, show the photograph to the officer.
But I'm looking right now. There's no piece of furniture, but I don't know when it was taken.
It says today, 5:42 p.m.
All right. The officer needs an opportunity to go back to confirm that the chair has actually been removed. And so, what is the city seeking?
What type of furniture is acceptable? Something that doesn't have fabric, plastic. What can and can't we do?
Outdoor furniture. There's outdoor furnitures, and we, when we went there, that's exactly what we said. And it wasn't like, can I change it for anything else? It was like, this is my house, I can do whatever I want.
Outdoor furniture is not an answer. I'm just saying. To us,
Plastic.
that would be outdoor furniture. But I'm not going to go back and forth, back and forth. When does he want to go by to check it out? It's not going to be there anymore. I'm dead with the situation. I'm done with the situation.
I'll go by tomorrow.
What does the city want me to do?
The city will table the case until next month's hearing. If Officer Baptiste, if you go out there tomorrow and it's complied, it can be closed out and taken off next month's agenda.
Okay.
All right, so we will table it for 30 days. And if you are in compliance, you don't have to come back. The officer will take it off calendar.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
The next case on the agenda is Benita DeRouche. Beadle and Christie's the officer. It's item number 2 on the agenda, and the permit number CEMHO 2014-00005.
I'm sorry, what page was that?
Item number 2.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
What
A
is your
bon- a
full
bon-
name?
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Your name, sir?
My name is Saeed Darouche. I'm the husband of Benita Darouche at 1105 on Northeastern 127th Street.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Beadle and Christie, Code Compliance, City of North Miami Police Department. This is a returning case in regards to the roof being damaged with loose tiles and not being repaired. Last time you gave an extended period of time to repair the roof. Unfortunately, the roof has not been repaired. However, he has pressure cleaned and met him today. He has been doing a bit of painting. I do have pictures.
I want to see before and after. I want to see how much work has been done.
It's kind of hard to see. But he's still waiting to fix the main part of the roof that's damaged.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this is pressure clean, yeah. You can tell the difference a little bit. Thank you.
These are today's photograph? Okay. All right. I see one side of the roof is looking white. Like it's been pressure cleaned.
Well,
No?
yes.
Okay. It's looking a
And
little
the
better
tile,
than
yeah. And the tiles are removed. It's the main damaged portion of the roof is not repaired.
Okay. What's going on, sir? Where are we?
Well, I'm
with this
still,
process.
yes, I'm still going through the hardship, and I'm doing all my best to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just here to try see if I can get to the 60 days extension, or maybe less, just to get there.
Okay. Are you doing all this by yourself?
Yeah, I'm a roofer by the trade, so I did the pressure cleaning and I changed most of broken tile, but I have to do some more to change. So I'm still economically I'm working on that. So that's what I'm doing. I just need some more time to get it done. That's all.
Okay. Any objections?
No.
No? All right. Now, if
Um,
you're a roofer, you can get this process moving a little faster.
Yeah, I know, but I was sick for a little while. That's why I didn't. I'm just working on it. I must say.
Okay. So, all right. The officer doesn't have any objection to us.
I
I'm giving
believe
you a
this
little-
case was previously heard though. And this is
Right, it's
actually
been already been adjudicated.
okay.
Is that the case?
Yes.
It was adjudicated.
So you're
So-
given additional time to the
Yes,
additional
let's
time.
see.
Okay.
I mean, I'm seeing some progress. He's
Okay.
doing some work.
Yeah.
So let's give him a little time.
I appreciate that.
And, when you come back, really, the work should have been completed.
I work on that definitely. Thanks.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, sir.
You didn't
60
say-
days?
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too. Oh, we have a gentleman here. They're together? I'm sorry.
He's listening.
Oh, he's just listening. Okay.
He wants to speak on some of the cases I have here. He's a homeowner in Keystone Point,
Oh, okay.
property adjacent to his property.
All right.
Edmund, is that Betty Walker's case? Okay.
Okay, so
So-
can we call that case so that, because I
Yes.
want to be
Well,
able
she
to
has-
release our translators.
There's three
He doesn't need
cases
translate.
for this particular
All
property.
right, thank you, guys. Thank you. Happy New Year.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
There,
Really have to.
All right. All right, Thank you. Which one is it?
It's item number 3, 4, and 5. The property owner is Betty Walker. Edmund Fitzell is the officer. The first case is CEBMP 2014-00121.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
What is your name?
Albert Mendez.
Okay. Albert?
I'm a
Mendez?
Jason neighbor.
Okay.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This property is a homesteaded property. Property was originally cited back on October 30th. Property was posted with notice to appear on December 22nd. The return receipt was received. The signature was illegible. This property was cited for building without permit for the shed in the rear of the property. As of today, I checked with the permits department. They did apply for a permit for their shed, but it was denied. They need to have structural calculations for the shed for the Florida Building Code from 2010. They need to have more structural details for the shed, and the straps have to be approved, and nails. And this shed is a very old shed. I guess it's been there for quite some time, but that's what they're waiting on now. And obviously, I haven't heard from the homeowner. I spoke to her, and Commander Blanchard spoke to her back in October. We were at the property on a couple of violations on the property. I was assured by the homeowner that a lot of this stuff would be taken care of, and as of today, I haven't heard from the homeowner, and we're looking for an abatement date as nothing has been done with this shed at this time.
Okay. All right. Mr. Mendez,
You want to go
you
one by
had
one?
something you
or-
wanted to add?
Sure. Do you want to go one by one, or you just want to go all three of them? They're all. If I just can't, the only reason I'm here is because there's a situation that's unfortunately he has it since October. I have it since March of 2013 that we've been dealing with this. There was other cases open that were closed that I requested to not be closed for the shed that were closed by Officer Kirsten. There's another. And we're talking about the shed now, but there's the other three are for a car that's had the same situation. It's had violations over several years. They've closed them because they've either like moved the car to the side or but it's the same car that's still with the flat tires, or they've covered up, they've turned it so you don't see the tag. So we're dealing with that going on like 4 years. And I think the other violation is for parking in the front, but that's whatever, that's not a big deal. But there's been issues been going on several years with the property that we've been trying to get cleaned up. They've cleaned up some of the property, but now's when they're starting to clean up. And the only reason I'm here is really just to make sure that this doesn't just keep getting extended, because it's been, like I said, there's been several violations in the car that have been closed that I've requested and sent the emails not to be closed. The shed's been closed and opened several times over the past couple of years. That as I requested to Mr. Kirsten and also to the building official, Mr. Jackson, that they should not be closed.
Do you
and
have
we're
any
still
photographs?
we're still in this situation after a couple
Photographs?
of years, and that's really basically the only reason I'm here is just because I just don't want it to get extended again. I don't want to keep this going another couple of years and just letting it keep going. If that makes sense.
I just have one photograph of the shed. It's one of them ready-built sheds that was, and the building department has denied it until they give some more quality work that the shed is approved by the Florida Building Code in 2010.
Okay.
Your Honor, on this case, the city is requesting an abatement date as well as a high fine amount, which, you know, obviously when it is ratified, if it comes back for that decision, it can always be lowered, but we would like to see the highest penalty amount on this to perhaps get the property owner to come into compliance.
Based upon the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer as well as the witness and neighbor, Mr. Albert Mendez. I find that there's a violation. I find that giving proper notice,
Well, I did also, on all these other things, there's also construction going on at this property. As Mr. Mendez knows, he lives next door. And this was one of the things when we met, myself and the city manager and a lot of people went out to this property. This was one of the things that the contractor assured me that he was going to take care of with the building department. So he's had 3 months, and as of today, he can't approve the paperwork for the shed. So
okay, well,
this is why.
nobody's here. Are you trying to go through the other two, or?
No,
am
no,
I
this is
ruling
sticking
on
with the
this
same
one
one
here?
right here, the shed. He was
Okay.
gonna, he assured us that he was gonna take care of it as the contractor. He's doing the construction on the property.
Okay,
And as of today, nothing, that hasn't been approved by the building department.
all right. So I'll keep going with my ruling. In your favor?
I just wanted to let you know there's a contractor there doing construction also.
Okay. I guess I'll start over. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find there's good notice. Given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. We also heard from the neighbor slash witness, Albert Mendez, and I find that there is evidence of the violation, that the violation does exist. And the city attorney's office has requested a high fine amount, and I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $100 with an abatement date of February 3rd, 2015.
The next case is item number 4, CEIVY 2014-00228.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This property is a homesteaded property. This property was originally cited under chapter, section 10-19 on October 30th. On November 17th, I spoke to Mrs. Walker, informed her I'd give her a few more days to repair the car. She said she wanted to keep the car for her grandson. Property was posted with notice to appear on December 22nd. Affidavit of service was filed. The return receipt was received. It was illegible. As of today, the car remains in an inoperable condition, no tag, and I haven't heard from the homeowner. Some photos for the record.
Okay. This photograph was taken on 1/6/2014.
And
February
right, and the rest behind there were taken today.
Okay. So the car hasn't moved.
Hasn't moved. Tires are flat. There's sticks underneath the front tires.
And she
Broken.
understands the violation?
Yes, she told me she was going to repair it.
Okay. Again, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find there's good notice, and given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I find the violation does exist. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $100 per day with an abatement date of February 3rd, 2015.
The last item on this property, CEPFY 2014-00277.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This property was originally cited on October 30th. The property was posted with notice to appear on December 22nd. Affidavit of service was filed. The return receipt was received. The signature was illegible. It was cited under 29-5-1401, prohibited parking on the front yard. As of today, I haven't heard from the homeowner. I have some photos for the file. I did speak to the homeowner. I spoke to her about it. in detail, and I explained to her she's got a 4 or 6 car driveway. She could park it in the front yard, in the driveway, and it seems like every day the car is parked right there on the side of the house, killing the grass.
Is this the car that seems to be over to the next door neighbors?
It's on her property. It's on her property line and part of the city property line.
All right, these photographs were taken today, correct? 1/7/2015. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the witness, Mr. Albert Mendez, I find there's good notice. Given proper notice, the homeowner has failed to appear. I find evidence, unrebutted testimony that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $100 per day with an abatement date of February 3rd, 2015.
Do you want to say anything else?
Thank you, Mr. Mendez.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, sir.
Bye-bye. The next item on the agenda is going to be item number 21, Lovilgildo Cortez. Shanna Sanders is the officer, and the permit number CEBMP 2014-00113.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer, out of the North Miami Police Department. This is a case for a fence that was installed without a permit. It was originally cited September 30th, 2014. I actually issued them a ticket on that day, along with opening a companion case. As of today, no permit has been obtained. I have not had any contact with anyone from the property or any listing agents. I am showing that it is a non-homesteaded property with no life safety issues that I can visibly see. I am showing that I gave proper notice. The property was posted on the 16th, of December. I do have photos of the violation if you would like to see.
Yes, please. Reviewing photographs taken by the code enforcement officer on this date, 1/7/2015. Okay.
Again, as of today, I have not had any contact with anyone, and no applications have been submitted to the city. So if you would like, we can go ahead and adjudicate this case.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find good notice. I find given proper notice, the homeowner has failed to appear. I hereby find in favor of the city. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $50 with an abatement date of February 3rd, 2015.
The next case on the agenda is item number 1, Adral Estimabal. Ernst Baptiste is the officer, in the case number CEJ&K 2014-00102.
Ernst Baptiste, City of Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a violation that was observed at a property located at 475 Northeast 140th Street on December the 5th. The violation was noticed on October the 6th, and letter was sent out on October the 6th, and we posted the house on December the 5th. Return certified receipt was legible, proper notice was given, and today I visited the house. I have pictures showing.
Sure. Did you describe the violation?
Yes, it's junk on the property.
Okay. All right. And is this like the front porch?
The front
and a
porch, the front porch, and
garage area?
the front porch and the front on the entrance of the house also.
And the side, okay. All right. And these photographs were taken today?
Yes.
1/7/2015. Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find there's good notice. Given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I find in favor of the city. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $50 per day with an abatement date of February 3rd, 2015.
The next item on the agenda will be item number 10. Is Ernst Baptiste, Deutsche Bank, permit number CENUS 2014-00073.
Ernst Baptiste, City of Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a nuisance case. This house has been like a eyesore in the eyes of the resident of that 122nd, and we receive a lot of complaint. And in that house, I don't have picture for the nuisance case, but we printed all the violation as far as overgrown on the property, the swell area, the fence, the hole on the roof, and we've been actually taking care of cutting the grass when it's too high. And I have a long list of all the violations that make the house a nuisance.
Officer Baptiste, can you read into the record all of the violations that are currently existing that are not in compliance that constitute a nuisance?
Currently, we have an MHO open in the house for the roof. We have a FAW for the fence of the house, and we
All right, you're gonna have to spell out what MHO and FA.
MHO it's minimum housing opening.
Okay,
Like when there is a hole in the roof,
understood. Okay,
and the FAW it's the fence, it's chain link fence
okay,
that is broken. It's folded to the side of the house,
okay,
along with us maintaining the house, basically cutting the grass, cutting the swale.
okay.
And would all of these violations put together constitute a blight on the surrounding community?
Definitely, and it's bad.
And is there health, life, safety issues?
Health, life, safety issue involved because we receive complaint from the residents complaining about rodent that coming from that house because it's a vacant and abandoned house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Your Honor, given the testimony, the city is going to be asking for an adjudication of guilty tonight, but in addition, the city would like an order declaring this property a nuisance.
Okay. All right. The based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find good notice. Given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I'm reading the list history on the property. Thank you. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find with good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I find in favor of the city, I find that the violation does exist. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $100 per day with an abatement date of February 3rd, 2015. In addition, I will declare the property a nuisance, and I'll enter an order when it's submitted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The next case on the agenda is going to be item number 24, Maurice Goodman, Beadle and Christie's, the officer, the case number CENUS 2014-00072. This is also a nuisance case.
Beadle and Christie, Code Compliance, City of North Miami Police Department. This is a new case in regards to a property at 13300 Northeast 9th Avenue that it has been abandoned for approximately 8 years, or for as long as I've been employed here. The property was burnt on the inside. Currently, the city does all the maintenance on the property. I do have pictures of the entire property, and it is directly across from a park that for the library, the city library, and next to a public school, and directly across also from a restaurant. I do have pictures for the record, and it is creating a public nuisance, and the city has to take care of the entire property at all times. I do have pictures for the record.
Your Honor, based off of the photographs as well as the testimony of the officer, the city will be requesting the same type of relief as in the form of an adjudication, as well as an order declaring this property a nuisance.
There are actually several pictures.
So the entire property caught fire and it's
Yes.
needs to be gutted.
Yes. And the roof is also caved in.
And the city have secured the property?
Yes, we have secured it with a fence. And at first, we had the children from the school going onto the property and going on the inside.
Right.
So we had to secure it with a chain link fence around and actually secure all the doors.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the officer and the evidence presented, I find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I find the violation does exist. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $100 with an abatement date of February 3rd, 2015. I also declare the property a nuisance and will enter an order as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The next case is item number 6, Blanca Garcia, Ernst Baptiste is the officer, the case number CEODS 2014-00166. Item number 6.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. The house was cited for outdoor storage on October the 7th. Letter was sent out. Good notice was given. We posted the house on December 15th. Certified mail was sent and signed. Returned part of it was signed by Blanchard. We have pictures of the outdoor storage, and it's on the front porch and the back part of the house.
Oh, okay. So they're using the front porch as storage and the back?
Yes.
I'm sorry, tell me again about notice for today's hearing?
Notice was given, and it was posted. Notice was the notice to appeal was posted on the 15th, and we received the certified mail on the 18th of
Okay.
December.
Okay.
and the case was open since October
All right. And these photographs were taken today?
today.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I find good notice. Given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $100 per day with an abatement date of February 3rd, 2015.
The next item on the agenda is item number 20, Joseph Padron. Vita Lynn Christie is the officer in the case number CEEXP 2014-00271.
Vito and Christie, Code Compliance, City of North Miami Police Department. This is a new case in regards to cleaning the roof and EXP. This home appears to be vacant. I have not made any contact with the property owner. The property was posted with the notice to appear on the 18th. Certified mail sent out, but has not been returned, and I do have pictures for the record.
Yes, please. And these photographs were taken when? Today? So the tiles are not actually brown in color?
No, they're not.
Okay. All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I find there's good notice. Given proper notice, the homeowner has failed to appear. I hereby find in favor of the city, imposing a daily fine amount of $50 with an abatement date of February 3rd, 2015.
And the last item on the agenda is item number 31, Stephen Daffins. Vita Lynn Christie's the officer, and the permit number CEP FY 2014-00201. 31 is the item on the agenda.
Vita Lynn Christie, Code Compliance, City of North Miami Police Department. This is a case for parking on the front lawn that was previously heard. Property owners was present at the last hearing. Certified mail was sent out, and notice to appear for this hearing was hand-delivered to the female property owner. Her certified mail was returned signed. I did visit the property today at 3 o'clock to verify if any of the items had changed, and unfortunately, I do have pictures for the record.
Those photographs were taken today?
Yes, they were. There are a few.
Just
If you might
reviewing-
remember from the last time, this is the one where they said the driveway is there.
Right. Okay. All right, so. Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations still exist. This matter was previously adjudicated, and therefore the $50 fine amount is hereby ratified. And I find good notice. I'm sorry.
And that concludes all the items on the agenda.
Okay, so we're adjourned. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Turning off the video, or it's turned off, but I can't